Mother-in-laws clashing with their sons' wives is nothing new, but it's more of an issue when you're a part of one of the most famous families in the world. Brooklyn Beckham married Nicola Peltz have only been married for a few months, yet rumors are already swirling over a feud between the American actress and Victoria Beckham. It appears the clashes started over the young couple's wedding day and are now starting to spiral out of control, with Brooklyn felt caught in the middle of the situation and juggling conflicting loyalties. The reported falling out is said to have left heartbroken Victoria distraught and fearful that she will lose her son and not see her grandchildren. There have been claims of ghosting, family divides and cryptic social media posts being posted online. Despite saying things that have added fuel to the fire, Brooklyn and Nicola have insisted there is no feud. Nicola has said that it hurts her feelings and insists that Victoria and David Beckham are great in-laws, while Brooklyn, in a rather muted defense, added, "Everyone gets along, which is good." Here is a look at how the feud first began and what the future holds for the Beckham and Peltz families. Wedding dress and ghosting. Before the wedding, there was much discussion about Nicola's wedding dress. With her background as a successful fashion designer and her own label, Victoria had been hotly tipped to design her new daughter-in-law's wedding dress. But Nicola opted for a custom Valentino gown instead of something designed by her mother-in-law. It was thought that Victoria had been snubbed until last month, when Nicola claimed that Posh Spice actually phoned her mum to say that she couldn't make it after days of silence between them. While speaking to Grazia USA, she appeared to hint that there may have been some tension surrounding the wedding dress debacle. "Well, I was planning on wearing Victoria's wedding dress," explained Nicola. "I was truly so excited to be able to wear a design that my future mother-in-law created. We connected to start designing the dress, and then a few days went by and I didn't hear anything. Victoria called my mom and said her atelier couldn't make it. So, I spoke to my mom and Leslie, Nicola's close friend and stylist Leslie Freemer, and I was like, well, unfortunately, this can't happen, so what's the next step?" Further addressing the feud, Nicola said, "When I read things that say things like, 'I was never planning on wearing a Victoria Beckham dress' or things like that, it does hurt my feelings. I try not to let it, but it's just not the truth. It's just a bit of a bummer when you're like, oh, people think that, but it's just not true." Big day rose. The couple tied the knot at Nicola's father's mega mansion in Florida in a massive £4 million ceremony in front of a large number of famous guests. However, Victoria reportedly wanted something closer to home and had plans for a more low-key do in the quiet Cotswolds for another celebration near the family's home in the UK. It's claimed the former singer and young actress bumped heads on a number of occasions in the build-up to the big day, with Nicola's mum Claudia taking full control of the planning. The Beckhams were interested in having weddings on both sides of the Atlantic, a source told Mail Online, claiming Victoria wanted something similar to Brooklyn's 21st. They added, the Peltzes, as is traditional, wanted to have just one wedding at their immense house in Florida, complete with its own jetty and beach. Claudia Hefner Peltz, a titanium socialite and former top model, firmly took charge and made a number of decisions, including that there would just be one wedding. The arguments continued on the big day itself, with claims the newlyweds' original choice for the first dance song had to be changed after Posh Spice stole it for her own mother's dance. An insider told Daily Mail how the couple initially wanted to dance to Marc Anthony's "You Sang to Me," but Victoria ensured it was her on the dance floor to the tune. Marc's speech was said to be very much all about Victoria and how awesome she is, which apparently led to Nicola storming out of the reception at one point alongside her sister Brittany and her mum. Another source added, Nicola left the room because she and Brooklyn thought Marc was introducing them for a special dance to a love song the couple had chosen. But without any warning and at the request of Victoria, Marc switched it to a mother-son dance using the same song. Most of the guests could tell something off had happened. It was uncomfortable for the couple who were thinking it was to be a special moment for them. Social media coldness. Some have claimed the biggest evidence of a feud is a very 21st century problem, not liking each other's Instagram posts. Having previously thrown tons of support at each other on social media, it was suggested they didn't send each other a like for 3 months, and it was also noted that Nicola didn't post any pics of Victoria from the wedding despite her caption being "Family is everything to me." There was also concern last month when Nicola posted a snap of herself on Instagram where she looked like she had been in tears alongside a caption on "People who make you feel bad." "Sometimes I find it hard to show the sad bits of me," read the emotional post. "Growing up with 7 siblings and 2 very strong parents, made me really tough. They hammered it into me to not let people bring me down or hurt my heart. It made me put such a wall up to protect myself, especially in this industry. We all have days where people make you feel bad and it's okay to be hurt by it. I just thought I would write something because I never show this side of me here. I wanted to show this side of me. I love you all so much and truly appreciate all of your support. It means so much when you guys are kind on my page. I want you to know I see you, I hear you, and it means a lot to me." Nicola got a lot of support from her followers, including husband Brooklyn, who replied, "You have the most amazing heart 20. I love you so much 20. Losing Brooklyn. While Nicola and Victoria have seemingly been drifting apart, it's been the opposite story for Brooklyn and his in-laws. The wannabe chef and photographer has apparently grown very close to the Peltz family, and in particular Nicola's dad, Nelson, who is rumored to have promised to throw as much cash as needed to help Brooklyn find his feet. Nicola told Tatler this summer, "Brooklyn is getting into very exciting things with his shows and also business things, and it's really sweet. I watch him call my dad and say, 'What do you think about this?' I love watching him learn from my dad." It was also claimed that Nicola's wealthy family could offer Brooklyn things that the Beckhams can't in terms of commercial connections. Meanwhile, the Peltz clan has really embraced Brooklyn. There is a feeling that Brooklyn is now all about the Peltz family and not the Beckhams. Nicola is inseparable from her own mum, Claudia, and both her parents join them on honeymoon in Italy while the Beckhams were on a separate trip in Croatia. Posh is said to be desperate to make it right with Nicola amid fears she could miss out on a relationship with any future grandchildren. She doesn't really know what's happened between her and Nicola and dearly wants to make it right before the issue deepens even further, a source told Closer magazine. She feels like her worst nightmare is coming true amid the reality of Brooklyn's new life and fears the family is drifting apart. Nicola fears Victoria is reported to be heartbroken over the rumored feud, which has caused significant strain on her relationship with Brooklyn. despite Victoria reportedly offering an olive branch to her son Brooklyn and his wife amid the rumored feud by asking them to Paris Fashion Week. Inside sources have claimed that Victoria no longer feels as though Nicola is the girl she once knew. Vic says Nicola is not the charming girl she once knew, a source told Heat magazine. Nicola wasn't really famous before she met Brooklyn. Sure, she was rich, but she was an actress with a few small movies to her name. Since she married Brooklyn, her profile has skyrocketed. A source recently claimed that Posh Spice and David are worried that Nicola is going to hurt Brooklyn. They feel that the relationship is unbalanced. He makes a lot of sacrifices for her, but it's not clear what happens in return, the insider added to Mail Online. But you know, as Victoria says, has just gaga about that girl. Mirror have contacted representatives for comment. Brooklyn and Nicola recently addressed the feud rumors by saying everyone gets along and explaining the wedding dress saga. But it's been claimed the interview hasn't gone down well with his parents, with it said to go against their philosophy when it comes to unfavorable stories written about them. A source told Heat, the interview left David and Victoria open-mouthed. They're seeing it as an attention-seeking stunt and they now need to figure out where to go from here. Family differences. Nicola Peltz has an estimated net worth of £1.3 billion, which is nearly 4 times as much as the Beckhams' £380 million empire. The Peltz family have a 27-bedroom mansion in Bedford on the outskirts of New York City, boasting an ice hockey rink, an art collection and its own lake. Both families having a rags-to-riches story, with David rising up as a footballer and Victoria finding fame with the Spice Girls before building a fashion empire. While Nelson was a college dropout who started out driving delivery trucks for his father, but according to one source, the Peltz family looks down on their in-laws. There is a feeling that the Peltzes rather turn their noses up at the Beckhams, the way that they do things and their celebrity profile, the insider told the Daily Mail. Those in the know have also claimed that the Peltz clan underestimated the Beckhams, and thought it would be easy to bend them to their way of thinking. The Peltzes may have thought, the Beckhams, will be easy, the Beckhams are just a pop star and a footballer, but they've been doing this for 25 years, they're very astute, one insider told Page 6. They can't be controlled with the Peltz money. There are also reported cultural differences between the families, as the Beckhams want their children to earn their success through internships and experience, which is at odds with the attitude of the Nelson and Claudia. Rumor has it that plans are afoot to create a modern version of brand Beckham with clothing, beauty and perfume lines, which is where opinions apparently differ. While Nelson will approve anything Nicola and her mum dream up, according to reports, the Beckhams supposedly want ideas with more substance. There is a very deliberate move orchestrated by Nicola and her mum and funded by Nelson. There is a reason why Brooklyn and Nicola are now Peltz Beckham. It's all about branding, a source told the New York Post's Page 6. I think that Nicola and her mum come up with ideas, Nelson can fund anything and he says yes. But for David and Victoria, it has to have some substance. According to reports, the feud is bigger than Victoria and Nicola, with friends describing them as collateral damage. It's not just about two women, it's two families coming together, added the insider, revealing there are hopes that once everybody finds their place then the two families will manage to connect. Have you got a story to share? We want to hear all about it. Email us at yourmirror@mirror.co.uk.